As the classroom settled and the debris was cleared away, Professor Krell addressed the class. Everyone, let's take a moment to gather ourselves. We need to understand that this situation was unexpected. Our new classmate, Alex, comes from a very different environment, and we must find a way to address this issue together. The students murmured among themselves, their initial shock giving way to curiosity about Alex and their background. The atmosphere in the room was no longer just about the incident, but also about how the students and the teacher would handle this new, challenging situation. Alex, feeling like an outsider, looked around at the faces of their classmates. They knew they had made a huge mistake, but they also felt a pang of determination. If they wanted to fit in, they would need to understand more about their new environment and how to adapt to it. As the class ended and students left the room, Alex remained behind, feeling the weight of their situation. The new student's journey had just begun, and the path ahead would be one of learning and adaptation. For now, the Academy's students and teachers had a new challenge, finding a way to integrate the Deathworlder into their delicate world without further incident. Alex's first full day at Zalorian Academy had arrived, and the excitement among the students was palpable. This was not just another day, it was the beginning of a new chapter. The news of the Deathworlder's presence had spread quickly, and curiosity was high. As Alex walked into the classroom for the first time, they felt the weight of a dozen curious eyes watching them. The classroom was a blend of advanced technology and alien design, with walls that seemed to glow softly and interactive screens embedded in the desks. The students had settled into their seats, chattering in their native languages, their voices low and harmonious. The room had an almost serene quality, with sound-dampening technology that absorbed noise, creating an atmosphere perfect for focused learning. Alex found their assigned seat, which was located at the back of the room. They tried to appear calm, but the weight of being the center of attention was hard to ignore. Professor Krell entered the room, and the students fell silent. The professor's tall, slender form moved gracefully to the front of the class. With a wave of his hand, he activated the holographic display that floated above his desk, ready to present the day's lesson. "Good morning, everyone!" Professor Krell's voice was soft and measured, designed to be soothing. "Today, we will continue our studies on intergalactic diplomacy." The lesson began, and Alex did their best to follow along. The professor's voice, though gentle, was somewhat hard for Alex to hear clearly due to its low volume. Alex was used to a more direct and louder style of communication, so they leaned forward, trying to catch every word. As the discussion moved on, Alex's natural enthusiasm started to bubble up. They raised their hand to ask a question. When Professor Krell called on them, Alex's voice came out louder than intended. "I have a question about the impact of trade agreements on regional politics." The students in the class flinched slightly at the sudden burst of sound. The delicate balance of the classroom's ambiance was disrupted, and the walls seemed to tremble. A few students exchanged nervous glances, their faces reflecting the discomfort they felt. Professor Krell, maintaining his composure, responded with a reassuring smile. "That's an excellent question, Alex. Trade agreements can have significant impacts on political stability. Let's delve into that topic." As the class continued, Alex tried to tone down their voice, but it was clear that their normal speaking volume was much higher than what was comfortable for the aliens. The students around Alex fidgeted in their seats, their discomfort growing with each interaction. Alex's enthusiasm and energy were genuine, but they were in direct contrast to the calm and controlled environment that the aliens were used to. During a group activity, the students were divided into teams to discuss various diplomatic scenarios. Alex was paired with Lila, a sensitive alien student who had been particularly affected by Alex's loud voice the previous day. Lila's initial reaction was one of hesitation, but they both had to work together to complete the task. As they discussed their scenario, Alex tried to speak more softly, but their excitement made it difficult to keep their voice low. So, if we look at the trade tariffs and their impact on local economies, Alex's voice, though softer, still carried a noticeable force. Lila, trying to focus on the task, found it challenging to concentrate. Their sensitive hearing made every loud word feel like a small jolt. Despite this, Lila managed to respond thoughtfully. "Yes, but we also need to consider the cultural implications. Trade agreements can alter social structures as well." The group activity continued, and while Alex tried to adapt, it was clear that finding the right balance was difficult. The class struggled to adapt to Alex's presence, and Alex was equally challenged in understanding the nuances of their new environment. During a break, Alex sat alone at a desk, feeling isolated. The other students gathered in small groups, talking quietly and glancing occasionally in Alex's direction. Alex could sense their curiosity, but also their hesitation. They knew they had to make adjustments, but it was proving harder than they had imagined. Professor Krell noticed Alex's struggle and approached them. "Alex, may I have a word?" he asked gently. Alex nodded, feeling a mix of relief and apprehension. "Of course, Professor." The professor guided Alex to a quieter corner of the classroom. "I understand that you're having some difficulties adjusting to our environment. It's not easy to change how you communicate overnight, especially when your natural style is so different from what we're used to." Alex sighed. "I didn't realize it would be such a big deal. I just want to fit in and be a part of the class." Professor Krell smiled warmly. "I appreciate your willingness to adapt. Perhaps we can find a solution together. We could provide some additional support, like sound-dampening earplugs for your classmates, and work on strategies to help you modulate your voice." Alex's face brightened at the suggestion. "That sounds like a good idea. I really want to make this work." As the day came to a close, Alex left the classroom with a mixture of hope and apprehension. The interactions had been challenging, but the support from Professor Krell and the potential solutions offered a glimmer of optimism. The Academy's environment was still a puzzle, but Alex was determined to find a way to fit into this unique and delicate world. The first day had been a whirlwind of emotions, but it was also a starting point. Alex knew that the journey ahead would require patience and understanding, but they were ready to face the challenges and learn how to thrive in their new home. The second day of classes at Zalorian Academy began with a new sense of anticipation. Alex was determined to make a better impression, having spent the previous evening practicing speaking softly and trying to understand the Academy's communication norms. The classroom was set up for a day of practical exercises and interactive simulations, designed to teach students about advanced diplomacy and interspecies cooperation. As Alex entered the classroom, they noticed that the students seemed a bit more at ease. It appeared that the previous day's chaos had settled, and many of the students were now ready to give Alex a fair chance. The soft hum of the room's technology was soothing, and the ambient lights created a calm environment. Professor Krell greeted the class with his usual calm demeanor. "Good morning, everyone. Today, we will be working on a simulation that will test your skills in conflict resolution. Each group will handle a different scenario involving multiple species and complex negotiations." Alex took their seat at the back, feeling a bit more confident. They were paired with Lila and a few other students who had been more open to collaboration. The simulation was set up with holographic projectors that created realistic environments and scenarios for the students to navigate. Alex's group was assigned a situation involving a trade dispute between two alien species with vastly different needs and expectations. The simulation began, and the holographic display brought the scene to life. Alex's group was in a virtual conference room, negotiating terms that would satisfy both parties. As the discussion unfolded, Alex's natural enthusiasm and excitement for the task grew. They leaned in, ready to contribute ideas and solutions. "So, if we propose a flexible trade agreement with built-in contingencies, we might address both parties' concerns," Alex suggested, their voice rising with enthusiasm. The sudden increase in volume caused a noticeable ripple in the classroom. The walls, already strained from the previous day's incident, began to tremble slightly. The specialized sound-dampening windows, though resilient, could not fully contain the force of Alex's voice. A few students glanced nervously at each other, trying to focus on the simulation while the vibrations from Alex's voice grew more pronounced. Alex offered a weak smile, feeling a bit of relief but still burdened by guilt. "Thank you, Professor. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen." "I know," Professor Krell said kindly. "We need to address this issue carefully. I've arranged a meeting with the school administration to discuss how we can prevent future incidents. In the meantime, I'd like to go over some solutions with you." The two of them walked to a quieter part of the school where Professor Krell had set up a small meeting space. The professor had prepared a list of possible adjustments to help Alex integrate better into the academy's environment. The list included sound-dampening earplugs for Alex's classmates, special training on communication techniques, and adjustments to the classroom's sound management system. Professor Krell went through each item with Alex. Firstly, we will provide sound-dampening earplugs for those who need them. This should help manage the noise levels in the classroom. Secondly, we'll offer you additional training on how to modulate your voice in different settings. This will help you adjust to our environment better. Lastly, we're upgrading the sound management system in the classroom to better handle varying noise levels. Alex nodded, absorbing the information. That sounds like a good plan. I'll do whatever it takes to make this work. As they discussed the adjustments, Lila approached them hesitantly. The sensitive alien student had been deeply affected by the previous day's events. Lila had been part of the group that had to endure Alex's loud voice during the simulation. Seeing Lila's discomfort, Alex felt a pang of sympathy and stepped forward. "Lila, I'm really sorry for how things went yesterday," Alex said earnestly. "I didn't realize how much it was affecting you and the others." Lila looked up, their expression a mix of nervousness and understanding. "It's okay, Alex. It was just overwhelming. But I understand that you didn't mean any harm." The conversation was a small step towards reconciliation. Lila's willingness to speak openly about their feelings was a sign of progress. Professor Krell noted this interaction and was pleased to see Alex taking responsibility and showing empathy. The rest of the day was focused on implementing the new solutions. Alex participated in a training session designed to help them learn how to control their voice volume and adapt to the classroom's environment. The session was led by a communication specialist who explained various techniques for managing vocal projection. Alex practiced speaking in different tones and volumes, learning to adjust their voice to fit the academy's needs. In addition to the training, the sound management system in the classroom was upgraded. The new system included enhanced sound absorption technology and noise cancellation features designed to create a more flexible learning environment. The installation process took most of the day, but the improvements were worth the effort. By the end of the day, Alex felt a sense of cautious optimism. The support from Professor Krell, the administration's quick response, and the understanding from their classmates were all encouraging signs. Alex knew that the road ahead would still be challenging, but the steps taken to address the issue provided a glimmer of hope. As Alex left the academy, they noticed that the mood among the students seemed to have shifted. There was a new sense of camaraderie and understanding. Students who had been wary were now more open and engaged. Alex realized that the incident had brought about a change, not just for them, but for the entire class. The following morning, Alex returned to the classroom with a renewed sense of determination. The classroom had been cleaned and reorganized with the new sound management system in place. The students were settling in, and the atmosphere was noticeably calmer. Professor Krell greeted Alex as they entered. "Good morning, Alex. How are you feeling today?" "I'm feeling better," Alex replied. "I appreciate all the support and the changes that have been made." "That's great to hear," Professor Krell said with a smile. "Today we'll start with a fresh approach. I've spoken to the students and they are ready to move forward." The class began, and Alex was more mindful of their voice. They spoke softly and carefully, making an effort to ensure their enthusiasm did not disrupt the learning environment. The new sound management system seemed to handle the varying levels of noise better, and the earplugs provided to sensitive students helped them stay comfortable. As the days went by, Alex's efforts to adapt were noticed by their classmates. Gradually, the initial awkwardness gave way to a more inclusive atmosphere. Alex found their place in the academy, contributing to discussions and participating in activities without causing discomfort. The aftermath of the big mistake had been a period of adjustment and learning for everyone involved. It had been a challenging experience, but it had also strengthened the sense of community within the classroom. The students had learned to appreciate the value of diversity and the importance of finding solutions to unexpected challenges. Alex's journey at Zalorian Academy was far from over, but the steps taken to address the issues from the previous day marked a significant turning point. With the support of Professor Krell and their classmates, Alex was on the path to becoming a valued member of the Academy, ready to face the future with confidence and resilience. As the days passed, Alex settled into a routine at Zalorian Academy. The classroom, now equipped with upgraded sound management systems and other adjustments, was much more accommodating. Alex's efforts to modulate their voice were showing results, and the atmosphere in the class had become more relaxed and inclusive. One morning, as Alex walked into the classroom, they noticed a new set of interactive displays had been installed. These displays were designed for collaborative work and allowed students to engage in real-time simulations. The new setup seemed to offer a fresh opportunity for learning and teamwork. Professor Krell stood at the front, preparing for the day's lesson. Good morning, everyone. Today, we will be working on a project that requires teamwork and problem-solving. You'll be assigned new groups to tackle a scenario involving interspecies conflict resolution. Alex felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The previous incidents had made them more cautious, but they were eager to prove themselves and contribute positively. The students were divided into new groups, and Alex was paired with Lila and a few other students from different species. As the project began, Alex and their group gathered around one of the interactive displays. The scenario involved negotiating peace terms between two alien factions with conflicting interests. Each faction had different needs and demands, and it was up to the students to find a solution that would satisfy both parties. Lila, who had been a bit reserved previously, was now more open and engaging. Let's start by understanding the core issues for each faction, Lila suggested. We need to approach this with a clear plan. Alex nodded. Agreed. I think we should prioritize understanding their main concerns and then propose a balanced solution. The group began discussing the details of the scenario. Alex, mindful of their volume, spoke more softly and took care to listen carefully to others. The interactive display allowed them to visualize different proposals and see their potential impacts in real time. The simulation was dynamic, and the students could see how their decisions affected the virtual environment and the factions involved. As they worked through the scenario, Alex felt a sense of accomplishment. The interactive display provided immediate feedback, showing how well their proposals were being received by the virtual factions. The team's efforts were paying off, and they were making good progress in finding a solution. Throughout the project, Alex made a conscious effort to be aware of their voice and to communicate effectively. They practiced speaking in a controlled tone and used nonverbal cues to emphasize their points without increasing their volume. Lila and the other students appreciated Alex's efforts, and the group dynamics improved. At the end of the session, Professor Krell reviewed the results with the class. You've all done an excellent job in this simulation. Effective communication and collaboration are key to resolving complex issues. Alex, I want to commend you for your improvement and your ability to adapt to our classroom environment. Alex felt a wave of relief and pride. The feedback was encouraging, and it was clear that their efforts to adapt were making a positive impact. The class applauded, and Alex could see that the other students were more receptive and supportive. As the days continued, Alex became more integrated into the academy. The adjustments made in the classroom, combined with Alex's efforts to adapt, created a more harmonious learning environment. The sound, dampening earplugs, and the upgraded sound system helped maintain a balanced atmosphere, allowing Alex to participate fully without causing discomfort to others. Outside the classroom, Alex began to build relationships with their classmates. They joined study groups and participated in social activities, slowly becoming a part of the Academy's community. The initial apprehension had given way to a sense of belonging. One afternoon, Alex and Lila sat together in the Academy's common area, working on a group project. The space was designed for relaxation and informal study with comfortable seating and calming lights. I wanted to thank you for being so patient with me, Alex said to Lila. I know it wasn't easy dealing with my loud voice, and I appreciate your understanding. Lila smiled. No problem, Alex. It was a learning experience for all of us. I'm glad we could work through it together. And you've really improved a lot. The conversation was a testament to the progress Alex had made. The challenges they faced had led to growth, both for them and for their classmates. Alex's willingness to adapt and learn had fostered a sense of mutual respect and cooperation. Professor Krell continued to offer support and guidance, helping Alex navigate the Academy's complex social and academic environment. The professor's encouragement and the positive changes in the classroom had made a significant difference in Alex's experience. As the semester progressed, Alex's confidence grew. They were actively participating in class discussions, contributing to group projects, and engaging in social activities. The initial hurdles had been challenging, but they had paved the way for personal and collective growth. One day, as Alex looked around the classroom, they reflected on their journey. The Academy had become a place of learning and acceptance, where differences were valued and challenges were met with solutions. Alex had found their place, not by changing who they were, but by adapting and learning how to communicate effectively in a new environment. The lessons learned from the big mistake had created a stronger, more inclusive community at Zalorian Academy. Alex's journey had been one of adaptation and perseverance, and it had led to a deeper understanding of the value of diversity and cooperation. As the semester came to an end, Alex felt a sense of accomplishment. The initial struggles had been difficult, but they had led to meaningful connections and personal growth. With newfound confidence and a supportive community, Alex was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that they had the skills and resilience to succeed. As the end of the semester approached, Zalorian Academy was buzzing with activity. Students were finishing projects, preparing for exams, and wrapping up their coursework. For Alex, it was a time of reflection and growth. The challenges faced earlier in the term had led to significant changes, not just for Alex, but for the entire class. The Academy had become a place where differences were embraced and understanding had deepened. Alex had worked hard to adapt to the new environment, and the results were visible in the improved interactions with their classmates. The previous incidents had sparked important changes, and the class had learned valuable lessons about communication and cooperation. One afternoon, Professor Krell called for a special meeting. "Good afternoon, everyone," he began, standing in front of the class. "As we approach the end of the semester, I want to take this opportunity to reflect on our experiences and celebrate our progress." The students settled into their seats, their faces reflecting a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Alex, sitting at the back of the room, felt a sense of nervous excitement. They had come a long way since the first day, and they were eager to see how the class would reflect on their journey. Professor Krell continued, "This semester has been one of growth and learning. We've faced challenges and made adjustments to create a more inclusive and effective learning environment. I want to commend each of you for your efforts and resilience." The students applauded, and Alex felt a wave of appreciation and relief. The professor's acknowledgement of their hard work was a testament to the progress they had made. Professor Krell then introduced a special activity. "Today, we'll have a group discussion about what we've learned from our experiences and how we can continue to improve our communication and collaboration in the future." The class was divided into small groups, and Alex was paired with Lila and a few other students from different species. As they gathered around a table, the conversation began. Lila spoke first. "I think one of the biggest things we've learned is the importance of understanding each other's communication styles. Alex's presence here has shown us that different cultures and species have different ways of expressing themselves." Alex nodded, feeling a sense of pride. "I've definitely learned a lot about how to adapt my communication style. It's not just about being heard, but also about understanding how to fit into a new environment." Another student, Zorak, a member of a species known for their keen sense of hearing, added, "The adjustments we made, like the sound-dampening earplugs and the upgraded system, have helped a lot. It's made it easier for us to focus and work together." The discussion continued, and the students shared their thoughts on how the changes had impacted their learning and interactions. They talked about the importance of empathy, flexibility, and open-mindedness. The conversation was a reflection of the positive changes that had taken place throughout the semester. As the discussion wrapped up, Professor Krell asked each group to present their key takeaways. Alex's group shared their insights on the value of adapting to different communication styles and the importance of creating an environment where everyone felt comfortable. Professor Krell nodded approvingly. These are excellent points. Our experiences this semester have shown us that understanding and adapting to each other's needs is crucial for successful collaboration. It's about finding common ground and working together to overcome challenges. The class concluded with a small celebration. Students exchanged thank yous and congratulated each other on their achievements. Alex felt a sense of camaraderie and accomplishment. The initial difficulties had led to a deeper understanding and stronger connections among the students. As the semester came to an end, Alex and their classmates prepared for the final exams and end-of-term projects. The atmosphere in the academy was positive and supportive, with students working together to complete their tasks. The sense of unity and shared purpose was evident. On the last day of classes, Professor Krell addressed the students one final time. I want to thank each of you for your hard work and dedication. This semester has been a journey of growth, and we've all learned valuable lessons. Alex, I especially want to acknowledge your efforts in adapting to our environment and contributing to our success. Alex felt a mixture of pride and gratitude. Thank you, Professor. It's been a challenging but rewarding experience. I'm grateful for the support and understanding from everyone here. The professor smiled. Remember that the skills and understanding you've gained here will serve you well in the future. Embrace the diversity you encounter and continue to adapt and learn. You've all shown tremendous growth, and I'm confident that you will continue to succeed. As Alex left the academy for the summer break, they reflected on their journey. The challenges faced at the beginning of the semester had led to meaningful change and personal growth. The academy had become a place where differences were celebrated and learning was a collaborative effort. The friendships and connections made throughout the semester were a testament to the power of understanding and adaptation. Alex felt ready to face new challenges with confidence and an open mind. The experiences at Zolorian Academy had taught Alex the importance of empathy, flexibility, and resilience. As they looked ahead to the future, they carried with them the lessons learned and the positive changes that had taken place. The journey had been a transformative one, filled with obstacles and triumphs. But through it all, Alex had gained a new understanding of themselves and the world around them. And as they walked away from the academy, they did so with a sense of accomplishment and a readiness to embrace whatever came next. Deathworlder's classroom adaptation, turning disasters into diplomatic triumphs. HFY Sci-Fi Short Stories. Alex and their classmates should be shown actively participating in a group project, with Professor Krell providing guidance. The image should capture the essence of learning from past mistakes and working together to solve complex problems.